Greetings. I'm not at my best, so I might have to remake the audios I'm going to create today, depending if I am happy with the result, meaning that once I will re-listen to it, if I'm not happy, then I will just redo another version of it. I try to, and not only try, I cover areas that are not already covered, because in my humble estimation, if somebody has already covered a topic about narcissistic abuse, why to repeat? That's my way of thinking. If the work is already done, then just point people to the work already done. Why repeat? But on the other hand, I'm very aware that does not attract much subscribers to my channel, but that's the price to pay to not want to repeat. Because the topic is very well covered, and I don't see why talking about things that are already covered, because my goal is to help. And if the help is already provided, then why bother repeating? Or of course I would not repeat like a parrot, but why rehearse something that is already very well explained? So I'm led to do this audio because of what I've heard. You know, the fact that the narcissists are not taking any responsibility, people, but I don't want to necessarily point to the specific channel that was bothering me, because they have the right to say whatever they want as long as they don't harm people. But I will express where I'm not in agreement, where I'm not in agreement with them. It's like I understand that as an empath you need to learn from your experience. I very much understand that. But on the other hand, I understand less that we are over responsibilizing the empath. You know, the empath has this fantasy and that fantasy, and they have to understand what we have to unlearn. I understand that we have to progress. But the empath usually, just as I know we are different from one person to another, but usually an empath is taking too much responsibility on their shoulders already. So it's not helping the empath to say, to put all the responsibility on their shoulders, because It is playing the narcissist game. There is enough injustice that the empaths have to deal with without playing the game of the narcissist, because the narcissist is not taking any responsibility. On the other hand, we are over responsibilizing the empath. It's a good thing. We need a balance, is all I'm saying. We need a balance. I'm not saying that the empaths, they are saints and they, they are perfect and they don't have to learn anything. This is not what I'm saying. We have to learn like anybody else. What I'm saying is stop to over responsibilize the empaths. Is what I'm saying. Because like at some point I've seen a video discussing about the destructive fantasies of empaths. Okay? And the comment I've made, quote, so the number of destructive fantasy the empath has, end of the quote. And I commented, the narcissists are the fantasy and are not humans. End of my comment. So I think that we are not giving enough credit to the empaths. The empath this, the empath that, the empath has to learn this and that, and leave us alone and responsibilize more the narcissists, even though they don't take the responsibility in any way, shape, or form. Start responsibilizing the narcissists. Because there is way too much injustice made to the empaths. We're not getting enough justice. And part of the injustice is pointing the finger to the empaths. Because the narcissist is not taking any responsibility, so let's responsibilize the one who is already over responsibilizing themselves. So they don't tend to speak up. They tend to be over responsibilized. So let's just pile up on their shoulders. And something else that keeps bothering me very much is that they say that we should thank the narcissist for the experience because of the learning we are getting from it. Again, this is giving way too much credit to the narcissist and not enough to the victim of narcissistic abuse. If you are learning something from your experience with this not human, this no human, this inhuman, then all the credit goes to you. You should not thank the narcissist for the fact that you were wise enough to grasp, to pick, to understand what you had to learn from the experience. All the credit goes to you. So don't thank the narcissist for the experience. Don't thank the narcissist for your own wisdom of understanding what you had to learn from the abuse. And you should thank yourself. And you should tell yourself how wise you are, that you have learned something from your hellish experience with a narcissist. I will stop here because I started another topic. So I will make another video, another audio for what I plan to say, but this is what came out. I didn't plan saying that. I am too much exhausted to have the motivation to do what I was doing before. I was always planning and writing down what I wanted to talk about, but this is before I've met the last narcissist in my life. And so you will have to excuse me for just going with what is spontaneous. And if I'm not happy with the result, I'll just delete the audio of the video. Thank you for listening.